But one thing I learned is that business, if you will, is not necessarily about ROI and the bottom line. And I say that because the time at Apple, for us, it was not about being $1 trillion company. We had no idea it was ever going to be this large. It was not about trying to be Microsoft and Bill Gates. It wasn't about kind of the profit imperative. What we were trying to do was trying to change the world. And the best way we knew how to do that was to create what we thought of as the best tool humankind has had to date, called the personal computer. And maybe if we did that, and we did that to the best of our abilities, we could change the way that people live, the way people work, the way that we study, the way that we are informed, that way that we are entertained. And in many ways, I would argue now, in reflection, that we did change the world in that way. The $1 trillion company and the profits came later. I mean, it came as a result of us having to pursue the passion and the motivation to try to build these tools that we thought could make a difference in the world. And that's certainly one thing that I learned during my time at Apple. You can push against the universe and make a dent in it. And that means that you can have ideas and you can have things that are in your mind that you want to bring into the world and give it birth. And it's possible to make that happen and give your ideas life in the world. It was things like we really, really wanted to transform the computer from a text interface to something that had a graphical user interface. And we were able to do that. But it wasn't easy. It was very difficult. And things like iTunes were also very difficult. Everybody around us said Apple has no business being in the business of music. And we could never convince the record labels to agree to downloading music off the internet. But we were able to work hard and push against the universe and make that happen. And it takes a lot of work, and it ain't easy, and it takes a lot of fortitude. And most people think of Apple as just up and to the right and success upon success upon success. It was not like that at all. At one point, every week I was reading an article about how someone would buy Apple, whether it would be Sony or Motorola or some microsystems, because there is no way you guys, Luke Skywalker in the little fighter plane, is ever going to beat what we thought of as the Death Star of Microsoft, who could outspend us, out-hire us, out-logistics us. And if many of you know the journey of Steve Jobs going from Apple, getting thrown out of Apple to Next Computer, and then back to Cupertino, when we had to leave Apple, we felt like we weren't even 30 yet, but the world was telling us we had failed. You don't have anything. And we felt like, but we do. And it was a really, really difficult time. So overcoming all those hardships and struggles is part of pushing against that universe and trying to make something a reality. And a lot of people ask me, how could you ever have worked for someone like Steve? Isn't he a perfectionist? And isn't he such a hard driver? And isn't he a tyrant? And we didn't look at it that way because we wanted to push against that universe as badly as he did. We wanted that perfection. We wanted to build these things that were in our hearts. And so at the end of every project, my feeling was typically, thank you for pushing me, because I didn't know I had that in me. And can I have another? And could you make that next challenge even bigger and even harder?